It's bars and beyond, the stars is aligned. Sports, relationships, and rap, they said it would be hard to combine. Bar in the shine, pick a mountain, we find the largest to climb. Welcome to another dope episode of Bars and Beyond. I am DeMarco275. My co-host Courtney is out today. Shout out to her. I got a very, very special guest in the building today. Any NBA fans, man, any NBA fans, you gotta know this guy. He is one of the true Iron Men of the NBA. He played 23 seasons in the NBA. Actually, same draft class as Jordan, right?
That's it, 84.
Man, and was able to play in the eras of Michael Jordan and LeBron James, two of the greatest that ever played. He's a one-time NBA champion with the Spurs. Man, over 16,000 points, 11,000 rebounds. Man, you tied for KG with KG and the Chief for most seasons.
Yeah, actually, we tied. It was Chief, then I caught Chief, then I passed Chief, and then Kev came in, so he's in that company of three. But mine actually spans over 23 years. So, if you're talking about technically, I got it.
You got it.
But, it's all good. I'm in good company.
Absolutely. No Kevin Willis is in the building, man. Michigan State alum.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Good to have you here, man. I'm
glad to be here, man.
A real big NBA fan. I followed your whole career from, a kid all the way to the end. You know what I'm saying? One of them things I always wanted to ask you, you know what I'm saying? Because I know you played in both eras.
Right.
What's the biggest difference between the 80s and the early 90s and this era? But I know the three-point thing's a big thing, but what else?
Yeah, it's more of the guys are much bigger. They were stronger, they were bigger. When you're looking at small forwards like Dominique Wilkins and Larry Bird and Bernard King, these guys were like 6'8", 6'9", 6'10", small forwards.
That's true.
And then when you're looking at the power forwards, you're talking about guys from, like Charles Barkley, only 6'6", but he's a power forward, all the way to about 7'1", 7'2", and that's power forward. Yeah. And then you got your center. So every position was like dominated in. Like small forwards, dominating, power forwards, you had to be dominant, and centers. So the physicality of the game was just totally night and day. It was obviously we had finesse players back then.
Absolutely.
Alex English guys, Bernard King was somewhat finesse. But then you had the guys, the power forwards, like just pure brute strength, man.
Yeah,
Karl Malone's,
Absolutely.
Barkley's,
Oakley's,
Charles Oakley, man. Thorpe's, guys like that, Buck Williams. You had some great power forwards. So every night you got to come with your hard hat on.
Yeah,
get this thing done.
A lot of banging down.
Yeah, and then when you get past the forward, then you got to contend with the center that's waiting up under the basket for you.
Yeah.
If you happen to beat the power forward, so the physicality was just night and day.
Man, I can imagine, man. I can imagine. Out of the teams that you've seen throughout the years, what team would you say would be the best between those 80s Lakers, those 90 Bulls, and these Golden State Warriors right now?
I would say that the Lakers and the Bulls for sure, or any other team for that matter, would have given them surely a run for their money because, again, it goes back to the physicality. And I love Steph. I remember Steph being a little kid in Toronto. Me and his father Dale played.
Oh yeah, okay, y'all sure did. Yeah. Sure did. Okay.
And they used to come in and shoot around when we was finished practice.
Right.
And today's players are more finesse.
That's true.
They got I don't want to say a lot more skills, but they focus on those things more so than we did.
That's true.
And they're gifted athletes, and such as we were.
Absolutely.
But it's just a little bit more flashier. They protect them a little bit more. But I think if they ran against Magic, Kareem, and them guys, Jordan, Scotty, it would have been a different ballgame, man. And you see people talk about it all the time. Back before I got in the league in the '70s, Willis Reed and all them guys. Then it changed when we got in the league.
That's true.
And then when it gets to where we are now, it changed again. It's forever, changing, man. But the game is the game.
It is, man.
And personnel and players and size and all that stuff changes. Look at Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh man, it was really, I always say it was almost to a point of like when he was at his peak, it was unfair. You know what I'm saying? He just was bigger than everybody and just stronger.
Not only bigger but stronger, but I always thought he was nice. he didn't have to go 150%.
Hey, that's true.
Because if he did, he'd have just destroyed everybody.
You guarded him, haven't you?
I guarded him plenty times, man. I used to use, he outweighed me probably about 70, 80 pounds. But it was
and
just,
this ain't no little dude at all.
I'm at 242.
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
had 310 or even more. And it's like,
Sheesh.
but the ability to run up and down the court. And I trusted a lot on that, and then I trusted a lot on my physical strength.
No doubt.
And he had the mass on me, but I was still strong as hell.
Yeah,
So
right.
it's like, I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
But he was a monster to stop.
Yeah,
he was definitely a monster to stop.
I can imagine, man. I can imagine. Let me ask you, what was your favorite? I know you won a chip with San Antonio,
Right.
but what was your favorite team that you ever played with? Like as far as camaraderie throughout the years.
I would say definitely the Hawks.
The Hawks,
for sure.
the Meek and Doc
Meek and
teams,
Doc,
and
Spud,
Spud, Tree Wireless.
Tree,
Ooh.
all them guys.
Hey, whoever didn't see that era, these guys had a mean squad. I mean, between them Celtics and them, the Bulls,
Pistons
obviously, the
and
Pistons.
Chicago, yeah.
Them was
Yeah.
some even the Bucks.
The Bucks,
back then.
Sidney
The East was a
Moncrief,
monster, man.
Terry Cummings and all them guys.
Jack Sigma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing with the Hawks back there, you don't see a lot of this now. When we used to do things, we did it as a whole squad. I mean, we go to movies, it's like it's 8, 9, 10 of us going.
That's dope, man.
Go out to dinner and everything we did together. So when we got on the court, it made it much easier. And that's the biggest thing that I pulled from this team with the Hawks, man. That camaraderie, the cohesiveness we had, and that closeness, like a real family.
Absolutely.
And even when we come back home, it's like, what's going on? We gonna go out?
Yeah.
It's 7, 8 deep. We come together. That's how we do our thing, man.
Man, that's
and it was a blessing, man. But over the 6 or 7 teams I played for, you look at Houston.
Oh yeah, Clyde,
Charles,
Barkley, and Olajuwon.
The Dream.
Ooh.
I mean,
yeah, y'all did
what a team.
Matter of fact, you ended up Barkley had to sit down for you.
Yeah,
didn't he?
no doubt.
Yeah, he ended up starting. Y'all remember that?
Chuck got hurt.
Yeah.
And Rudy threw me in the starting lineup, and I was, for them 10, 11 games, I was averaging about 23, 24.
Man,
I mean,
remember that stretch. Yeah.
But it was a beautiful moment because, when I went in, it was like I'm used to starting my whole career.
No
It's
doubt.
like, well, you got Dream, you got Charles, and Kev. You know what? You gotta come off the bench. I ain't got no problem with that, man. Look, I'm back and I'm Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame,
I mean,
absolutely.
so it was just a pleasure. But I ain't got to play against Dream no more.
Yeah.
Nightmare, man. My boy was a nightmare,
Yeah,
man.
He literally was,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
He
yeah.
literally was for
Yeah.
real. So, what else I got? Oh, you are obviously a fitness guru. That's
Right.
you linked up with my guy Tim Gunn. Shout out to Tim Guns. I know. What is the biggest thing that kept you in shape on a level, the NBA level, to play for 23 years, man? Like that's amazing for real.
It's really it's a mindset and the respect and the love for the game. That's what did it. And obviously, number one is God. I mean, it's always putting Him first because He kept everything in perspective for me. So it was like, I'm blessed to be 7 foot and being athletic and be able to run like I could run at 7 foot and whatnot. And it's like, all I gotta do is just work.
That's it.
I gotta get better. I'm not good enough to talk. I gotta go out and put the work in. So when I started lifting it, because I wasn't gonna pick up weight just naturally picking it up.
Right.
So I figured if I hit this iron, put on 15, 20 pounds of muscle, I can hold my own. And did that from the day I started in college all the way until I left the gym last night. I still did that.
Literally.
Yeah, and it's just part of my DNA now.
Yeah,
And not only that it helps me mentally, more so than anything, but physically, obviously, it speaks for itself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
So it's helped me over the entire career.
Oh yeah. And
One
that's-
injury.
One injury your whole
I
career?
broke my foot in 1988.
What?
Training and broke my foot. Sat out that year. So if I wouldn't have sat out that year,
You had 24.
all day long.
Man, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I broke my foot, man. Training over at Georgia Tech with my boys, man, and broke that what they call the Jones fracture, the baby toe, the bone running across the baby toe. We broke it, man. That joker put me on the sideline for the whole season.
Ooh.
But it was a blessing in disguise. took me out of it to see so I can see what's going on in this whole business of basketball.
Absolutely,
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
it was real, and I came back even stronger. Never had an injury since.
Man, I was about to say, yeah, because I don't even remember you ever being injured. You know,
man,
like
right.
for the most part.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? That's a blessing, man.
Truly.
To play them,
Truly.
play all them years. So what do you, since you retired, what all do you have going on? I know you are Atlantean, like a literal Atlantean now. You know what I'm saying? So,
Well, right now I have a couple of things. You know, I studied fashion and textiles in college. That was my major.
okay.
And then fourth year in the league, I started to open my own store up. And over the last, man, it's we talking about 30 years now.
What's the name of your store? Shout that out.
It's called Willis and Walker.
Willis and
Willis
Walker.
and Walker.
What's Walker for?
Walker's my boy. Played college ball with
At
6'8"
Michigan State.
brother at Michigan State.
Okay.
And he and I started back in 1988.
Okay.
We
Wow,
did about
30 years, man.
Yeah, and
That's
I've
consistency.
been doing it a long time. And I also have a foundation with my brother. We work with 17 different counties here in Georgia
Okay.
for foster care kids.
That's dope.
So we have
That's dope.
an amazing facility out in Toccoa, Georgia.
Okay. Okay.
And we sleep by like 150 kids, man.
Man.
8 all the way up to the age out, 18, 21 years old, man. Because those group of kids are the forgotten ones.
Yeah.
You know, because once you get to a certain age, nobody come trying to
That's
adopt
true,
you at that
man.
age, man.
They
You know,
not.
you 8 and 7, 8, you might be able to be molded a little bit. When you get 10, 11, they like, nah, pass you up, and they keep bouncing from home to home, things like that.
Right.
And so we build a facility so these kids can come to a place where people care about them, appreciate them, teach them, and then we're going to build a year-round program so kids, once they age out at 18, they have somewhere they can go instead of coming back out into the streets and getting back to what they once was.
Absolutely.
So aftercare, things like that. So it's a good cause.
Man, that's a great cause, man. Because like you said, once they get past, to be honest, like 14, 15 years old, they start to look at them like they lost. Like whatever they are now, that's what it's going to be. We can't help them.
Exactly. There you go. There you
So-
go. Yeah. So we're trying to, put a dent in that, man. So we work diligently at that every day. Yeah.
Man, that's a blessing, man. Shout out to everything you got going on, man. That's good stuff.
Yeah,
For real.
and it's called the Atlanta Children's Village.
Atlanta's Children's Village.
Yep.
Absolutely. That's dope, man. So now I'm gonna get into the question of the last probably 3-4 years. I know you've been asked this before. Who you got, MJ or LeBron? You played against both of them in their prime.
MJ.
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 Is it like clear cut?
It's clear cut. The reason why it's clear cut, and you probably obviously heard it hundreds of times, not more of that. It's you look at errors, you look at positions, you look at the competition, you look how the league has sort of no hands-on type of defense now.
Right.
And it's just totally different. Where people think now LeBron is like this runaway train, in which he is today. At 6'8", 245, 255, whatever he is, and his skill set is just unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable talent.
Yeah.
From outside, he's worked on that jumper. Inside, but there's no one in the league one-on-one can stop him.
At all.
Okay.
At all.
So, but if you look back in the day, when defense was the thing, you got guys where but you're going to come with it tonight, because not only if you think you're going to give me 35 or 40, I'm coming right back at you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come back at you. So you got to work on the defensive end and offensive end.
Right.
So it's just, and then you can count on defense. You can put your hand on somebody.
That's the truth.
Put
That's
your hand
true.
on them.
That's
so
true.
and all them little ticky tack fouls. And MJ had to go through all that. He had to go through it with Detroit. He had to go through it with Boston.
He was getting beat.
He was getting beat down. But then his mental took over. And now it's like not only I'm gonna get stronger, but I gotta take this to another level mentally. And then his team, the people that he obviously put around him, man, he's just everything he does is just masterful, man. I mean, if he could have averaged 40 if he wanted to.
If he wanted
to, man, or get more assists or this and that. But it was his mental game, I think, in my opinion, that was the most dominant thing, that he would defeat people before we get on the court.
Yeah.
I mean, I had my own teammates. Be like, man, you got Bron. I mean, you got MJ tonight. And we started putting the defensive game plan together.
Yeah.
And you look at him, you can see on his face, man. He's like, and so we got your back. We're gonna try to give you some assist. We're gonna try to help you out.
Yeah.
But it was just they would be defeated before they even got on the court.
Man.
And on the court, it's just there you go. You can't do
It
nothing
was
with
a wrap.
It's a wrap, man. And he came at you from every angle, man. From every angle. I mean, you don't do what he did. 6 championships, man, and just do what he does. I just think it's era. It's just era because if Bron, people ask me, if Bron played in y'all era back in the mid-80s and the 90s, he'd probably average about, I think he would probably average about 19, 20.
About 19, 20. Okay.
And
okay.
he could definitely play in that era.
Okay.
But it wouldn't be no cakewalk. Ain't no cakewalk.
Now everybody listening, I don't mean to cut you off. Everybody listening out here, this is a actual NBA like cornerstone of the NBA. 23, he played in 3 different eras: the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s. He knows. If anybody knows, this guy knows. Jordan was a killer, a real life killer. LeBron may be, I always tell people, I think he's the most gifted overall athlete that ever stepped on the court.
Overall.
Passing, scoring, rebounding, the whole thing. But as far as going out on the court and winning and willing a team to a win, it ain't never been done like MJ.
Nothing
You know
like
what I'm
MJ,
saying?
man.
So.
And you know, when I look at that, and I look at footage of Magic, this guy's, man, was something else, man.
That's my favorite player, like
Magic,
ever.
man.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Magic was a bad boy.
Just unbelievable. And then what Magic used to do, he made everybody feel like they were the best player in the world on his team. You know, AC Green, James Worthy, Coop, and all them guys.
All of them.
He made all them guys all-stars, man.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
He made all-stars, man. It's like
That's crazy. The whole
and that was just Magic. You know, we used to play back before I got in the league. You know, he was a state guy too.
Was y'all there at the same time?
No,
or did
he came out in '79.
Oh, that's right.
I came out in '84, so he was 5 years ahead. But in the summer, we used to play skins and shirts.
Oh yeah.
And when he walk in the gym, it's like, oh, we on now.
Yeah.
Everybody going to see Magic walk up in there because it's gonna be competitive.
Exactly.
We gonna be on. If you happen to be on this team, we gonna win.
You gonna win. You ain't coming off the court.
You're still on the court. You're still on the court, man. It's like if he lose, just by somebody who made a lucky shot.
Yeah.
Just look at you. But it had to be like that, and that's what Magic possessed, man. So, and a lot of guys can't do that like that.
Nah,
you know,
man.
some guys get on guys, and like Kobe Bryant, he'll get on the guy. And the guy is all of a sudden now he's intimidated. He's scared. He walking on pins and needles.
Yeah.
He can't make a mistake. You can't play like that.
You can't,
know what I'm saying?
man. You can't
play like that. Magic was totally the opposite.
He was engaging, like
Engaging.
You know?
you
that's what
make a
everybody
mistake,
said.
2 mistakes, he look at you, man. Don't even worry about it. Come on, we're gonna get this right.
We're gonna get it right.
And they say, my man's confidence started going up.
Yeah.
Doing some things now, like whoa. You know, so that's the type of player he was.
Oh yeah, he was something else, and I think that might be kind of the biggest difference between, of course, him and like MJ or Kobe, because they was more like it seems like they didn't understand sometimes that everybody on the court just wasn't as good as them.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You have to be cognizant of that, man, because you the go-to, you're the star, but you got the ball the majority of the time. Everybody's not gonna do it with you. If you got the ball like that, you can do what you want to do. You got the green light,
Absolutely.
24/7. Everybody else is just following suit. You know, it's like, man, I was like,
It's
so
crazy.
You gotta kind of keep that in mind.
It's crazy.
The team.
With this Kawhi situation, what do you think about that? This is to me a weird situation because we don't ever hear him talk. I know he's a laid back dude.
Right.
I ain't mad at that, but it just seems like at some point, this is your life and your money. You should come out and say something to kind of defend yourself because it's a lot of speculations. What do you see from your experiences or what you
As a
think?
player, I love Kawhi, and obviously I love the Spurs.
Absolutely.
And I hate to see them go through what they've gone through.
Yeah.
But on Kawhi's side, being so quiet and never saying nothing, really 10 words in 3 years or 4 years he's been there.
Literally.
It's like not really saying too much, but at least from my perspective. But when you're in negotiations like that, or some turmoil between you and someone in the front office, you and someone on the coaching staff, you have to nip that in the bud. You have to fix that. It's not worth all what's going on now. You turn away $220 million after missing basically the whole entire season. They still say, man, listen, I'm still giving you 220. You don't turn that down like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's confusing.
Because it's only for a 4 or 5 year deal.
Right.
You play that out. You're only in your 9th or 10th year. If you're still unsettled about stuff, you can move on in. But I'm quite sure Pop is the ultimate professional. He's the best coach I ever played for. So I'm thinking he would diffuse all that. They would work it out, and let's get back to doing what we do over in San Antonio. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. And I'm quite sure that Pop would do what he needs to do, and I'm quite sure Kawhi would do what he needs to do for his career, his life. But I wouldn't have never turned that opportunity down. Not only the money, but the city that embraced him, the contract. He was the man.
Absolutely.
He had the city in his hands, man. And to go somewhere else, to go to LA, that's Bron.
That's Bron.
That's Bron.
You in his shadows all the way through.
You go all the way in this shadows. Man. Okay. And this situation in San Antonio was yours until you basically retire.
Yeah.
You retire. So I'm a Spur. I'm gone and get up in the rafters, and I'm done.
Right there with Tim and Amber and all of them.
David, all them
Gert
guys,
and all of
man,
them.
all them
Yeah,
guys, man.
right
So
there.
You just have to work out those little things. That's part of this profession.
Absolutely.
You're gonna have some disagreements. You're not gonna like the coach today. You're not gonna like him, whatever. But you work that stuff out. From playing this long, man, and playing for so many head coaches, I get that, man. I would. It's one thing you when you negotiate a contract and you're back and forth and stuff. That's one thing. Then once you agree on something, but the rest you go ahead and keep it moving.
Absolutely.
But this same thing, man. You're not talking about contracts. You're talking about this is more personal.
Yeah.
Personal. This is personal. What is it? What could it be? But I never got into it with it.
Right. Absolutely.
And I wish Kawhi the best in Toronto, and I played in Toronto, and
You played in Toronto
I
too?
love the Raptors. I mean, there's a great organization there too. I don't know if he's going to stay there or not.
Yeah.
But who knows? But it's a great city. I wish him the best.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think LeBron gonna get a chip in LA before he retires? He got about 4-5 more solid years.
He won't get one in LA. I don't think.
You don't think so? Yeah.
Unless Steph retires and KD goes somewhere else.
Yeah, man.
Them boys, they got the formula.
Them boys got the, and then when they got Boogie. But how you think that's gonna work?
You know what? I think Boogie understands where he is now, even though he still get kind of crazy with stuff sometimes. But I know Steve Kerr. I played with Steve, and if Boogie get crazy, sit you right here.
Yeah.
Sit you right there. You got 1 year. You try and get your money. Sit right there. We don't need you.
We don't need you.
We don't need you to win the
Facts.
championship. We gonna win the championship without us.
Yeah, we go get.
We bringing you on for the ride, and if you can sort of help us in whatever situation, game, blah blah blah, cool. If not, just sit right there. You won't disrupt this.
You won't disrupt.
But he got too much talent. He got too much game, and you've been in the league now long enough to all that immature, that pouting and crying and talking stuff. The rest.
Yeah, it's time to go in now, man.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
That stuff's done with that. You're not a rookie no more.
Yeah,
You're not the first or second year no more.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, man. I'm like, it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Well, man, I really appreciate you coming
man,
to
no problem,
give us some
man.
time, Bars and Beyond.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
Absolutely.
Like I said, I'm about 15 minutes from here. So
Oh, yeah. So you're right in the neighborhood, man. Absolutely.
No problem at all.
And what's this called? Willis and Walker?
Willis and Walker.
For like, is it for bigger?
It's for like men 6'3" and above.
6'3"
Well, I do regular sizes too, but that's my niche market.
Okay.
Taller guys, bigger guys.
Absolutely.
It's hard time finding some stuff.
Yeah,
So, you know
most
what I'm saying?
definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I get it done.
And where's it located at?
It's at 2300 Peachtree Street.
Peachtree Street. Okay.
I'm by Peachtree Road.
Peachtree Road, because you know,
Yeah,
about
right in
50
Buckhead.
Peachtrees.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm on Peachtree Road, man. I got some amazing stuff, man.
Oh, that's what's
Stuff,
up.
man.
That's what's up. Yeah, man. We'll have to, my big guys go check it out.
Yeah,
you
man.
know
Let me
what I'm
know
saying?
anytime, man.
Okay.
Anytime. T got my number, man. So we hook up again. I'd love to come back on your show.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you,
No
Kevin.
doubt, man. Anytime.
Kevin
That's
Willis
real,
in the
man.
building, NBA legend, in Bars and Beyond's presence.
You know
Love it. Salute. And we check you out next time.
Peace.
It's bars and beyond. The stars is aligned. Sports, relationships, and rap. They said it would be hard to combine. Part in the shine. Pick 'em out. We find